Hi, Ed Diaz here. In today's video, we're going to learn common ways you can edit the pianos inside the RD-2000. All right, let's get started. So when we talk about piano sounds in general, everybody has their own idea of what the perfect piano is. And what your idea of a perfect piano and my idea of a perfect piano can be completely different. Also, if we take into account, it depends on what type of playing situation you're in. So if you're doing a more classical, and that's such a blanket statement, if you're doing a classical type of performance, you might want a different type of piano than someone that's doing a honky-tonk piano or a salsa kind of montuno piano or a jazz piano. It's just all over the place. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can edit some of the pianos in here to help you get the sound that you're trying to get. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and take a look at the two types of pianos that are in here. The first type is the modeled piano. So that very first piano that comes on is the stage granite. That's based off of the V piano technology. So really nice piano. All right, so you might love it, you might hate it, you might wish it was a little bit better. That's cool. So let's go ahead and learn how to edit it. So when we're inside the model piano, and before we even do that, check out, there's a whole bunch of them in here. And the new update added, I think, another 7 more of the common pianos that are normally out. Make sure you check out those as well. And so let's go ahead and start off by using the most common way to adjust the piano, and that's the EQ. Okay, before I even get into editing the piano sound at the modeling level, I want to talk about in the EQ. So I'll go ahead and use my select over here and highlight where it says EQ. And then I'll go ahead and turn on the on button. And as you see right here, we can get a bunch of parameters that we can go ahead and adjust the gain of that piano, maybe put a little bit more oomph, the low, a couple of different mids, and the high. So you might find you're like, you know, that piano's too boomy. I might want to come into the mids and roll it off a little bit. Or maybe there's not enough mid, so I can kind of go ahead and fine tune that mid, and then maybe the high is too much. I can bring it down or bring it up, and then maybe that low is a little bit too much. I could bring it down. Also, I can go ahead and adjust how much of that piano is in here. So we could take, you know, and you can hear that I really adjusted that high. So I might go ahead and say, you know what, I'll tell you what, let's start at the beginning. And so got the EQ, turn it on, and there we go. So I might adjust that input right away. That might be cool. Maybe I'll bring out that low. Bring up the low a little bit. Okay. Maybe I'll bring up that high a little bit. And this is all up to you, whatever you think. Holding down the sustain. Okay. If I want to bring up maybe the mids over here. Bring it down. As you can see, just by adjusting the EQ levels, you're really changing up that piano a great deal. And your piano might sound differently at home going through your computer speakers or your studio monitors versus that of a PA system or even your keyboard amplifier. So always keep that in mind. But if you need to, you can go into the EQ and make some subtle adjustments to bring that sound to however you see fit. All right, so we just did some EQing. And I just wanted you to see where that was. So let's take a look again. If I just come into my select button right here, and I'll go ahead and select it, make sure it gets on EQ, and then I just turn it on, and then you can go ahead and start EQing. Now, the next question is, can I save this EQ to that particular piano sound? And the answer is yes, everything is savable inside the RD-2000. So if I go ahead and exit, you see it says edited. The tone has been edited, and I can go ahead and write whatever I want for that sound. So say you have a piano sound that just sounds great in your worship house of worship, or maybe one it's more for club oriented gigs. You can kind of go ahead and fine tune that piano and use the correct pianos for the correct situations. Now let's take a look at another piano in here. We're going to go ahead and still use the same one, but another way to edit, and that would be through the tone designer. So I'll press the tone designer here, and this is a lot of flexibility. I can go into the tone designer, press enter, and you see I have all of these different things I can go ahead and do. Now we chose to use parameters that are normally associated with piano, so if you come from a classical piano background or traditional piano background, you can go ahead and understand immediately what these parameters mean. Let's take for example the lid. So I can have, if it's a lower number, the lid is closed. It's a higher number, the lid is open. So let's go ahead and listen to a closed lid. Let's open it a little bit more, or let's open it a little bit. Let's open it all the way. So I might like it with an open lid. We can adjust the resonance of the string. So as I'm playing, how much of the string resonance affects the other strings that aren't being played. So we can actually go in there and adjust that as well. So I can make it to where it's a totally flat piano, or maybe have it come out a little bit more. And even adjust things like the damper resonance. So when I hold down the damper, it adjusts how the other strings react. Even the hammer noise. So when you push down on the key, how much of that makes noise and comes through. So right now we have it where it's, I think it was at 1. And I can turn it up a little bit more. You'll probably really hear it more on the high end, but check this out. So you can really hear how some of that wood on wood, the noise it makes. So we can go ahead and get that going. So I'll put this back where it was. And key off resonance. Even when I let go of a key, how much of that noise from the key letting off, how much does that make? Okay, so we can go ahead and put it at 0. Okay, let's turn it up some. And then we can even make the cabinet more resonant. So even the way the key off resonates, and then how big is that cabinet? Is it a cabinet where it doesn't resonate a lot, or is there more wood to it? Oh, now you really hear it. Let's go ahead and bring that down. And so as you see, there's a lot of different ways we can go inside that piano and really adjust it. Let's look at another parameter now, and I'll go into the individual note voicing. So I can cursor down into here, press enter, and now similarly like a piano tuner, I can go into each note of the key bed and adjust the tuning of it. So I can take this C, for example, and go ahead and highlight it. And you can't hear it too much. There you start to hear it go out of tune. So you can really get in there and adjust that individual note tuning. So you can have other notes kind of come in and coming out in their tuning, depending on how you want that piano to react to you tuning-wise across the entire key bed. So that's something that's good to know as well. Let's see, let's go down one more. From tuning, we can go into the level. So we can have different sections of the keyboard louder than other sections of the keyboard. Maybe you want that bass to really ring out. So we can come into this bass section and adjust how much of that loudness comes out. So if you see here, I can hold this note down, and adjust how it reacts to the rest of the note. And so you can go ahead and say, you know what, maybe this piano, maybe the keys are just coming out way too much up here on this end. I can go ahead and say, you know what, let's bring them down. Okay, so you can have it where they don't come out as fully as the rest of the keyboard. Once again, this is just ways that you can customize your piano that fits your needs. There's not necessarily a right or a wrong, it's what works best for you. So let's look at one more section inside the individual note voicing area. Instead of level, we can add character. So this one is pretty cool. Let me go ahead and restart it right here. Go back to tone design, individual note voicing. Okay, character, you can actually hear very quickly how that keyboard reacts to you. So if we go to all the way low, it seems like it's a darker tone. If we go up, it's brighter. Same note, but as we go up, it gets brighter. And once again, any changes you make using the EQ and or the tone designer, you can go ahead and exit out of here. And you see it says edited. You can press right and save that piano. Okay, so that's something that's good. So once again, that's just the modeling pianos, and there's a whole bunch of them in here for you to go through. And then plus with the new update, starting at number 11, we added some more models of acoustic grands that you might be familiar with, so you might want to check these out too. Now when we get into this section over here, and it says SuperNATURAL, this is another great thing. So you can go ahead and find these pianos as well, where those, the other first 17 were modeled pianos. These are more based off of components of PCM waveforms. So this is really cool. We can get down in there, and once again, we can use Tone Designer, find the piano that's similar to what you're looking for, press Tone Designer, and we still have a piano designer with a lot of the edits that you will notice. Individual note voicing, and you'll remember those as well from what we just talked about. Sympathetic resonance. You can adjust how much, when I'm pressing a note down, and notice I pressed these keys, but I didn't strike them. And the sympathetic resonance from the other notes around it, how they're affecting those notes that are depressed, but they're not actually ringing out. So we can adjust all of that in there. Modulation effects. Now here's where we get into the SuperNATURAL pianos, and it can be really cool. If you want, you can go ahead and use these different effects in here. We have a bunch of EQs in here. You can have a chorus, overdrive, space echo, just a multitude of different effects in here, and you can really have fun with that. And if you want to, you can go ahead and find an enhancer or whatever you want to use. It's all in here, so you can come in and really have some kind of fun with it. So that's something that's cool. Even a compressor, just kind of have some fun. And then if we go right back, you can go into a Tremolo Amp Simulator, and right now it's set for acoustic piano, but you can adjust how the effects and everything lie in there. And you see we have overdrive in here, overdrive switch, the lid, all these different things, even a little EQ right here, low gain, high gain, level. So you can go into the SuperNATURAL pianos and adjust them as well. And then once again, if they've been adjusted, it'll say edited, then you can go into the right button and save that piano. So I just wanted to show you, inside the RD-2000, there's a multitude of pianos. Is any one the best one for every situation? No. But you do have the ability to go in using the V-piano technology, the modeling piano technology, or the SuperNATURAL technology, and using EQs or the tone designers, and really get in there and massage that piano tone to however you see fit. So give it a try. Don't worry, you're not going to mess anything up. And then if you make something that you really like and it works for your playing situation, go ahead and press the right button and save it, and you will always have it. All right, I hope this helps you guys out. You take care, and we'll talk to you later.